The next chapter that we get into is called record keeping, and it's very likely a rehash of much of what we've spoken about in the past. But let's just dedicate a little bit of time to the concept of record keeping, and let's go over the chapter now. Keeping records over the lifespan of your relationship with your client turns out to be the most important portion of your job when it comes to locksmithing. All your records regarding locksmithing orders and the orders, the submittals, the pinning charts, the standard progression pages, the key bidding arrays that comprise project records must be up to date, accurate, clean, legible, and stored securely. The takeaway that you have when you're all done with the job, you've provided the locks, they were keyed, they were delivered, you know they were installed, you fixed the problems that went wrong, you took all the phone calls explaining the obvious perhaps to people who maybe shouldn't be installing these locks, getting no charge replacement parts sent out when it's clearly obvious that they ran an 18-volt power drill and cross-threaded the outside shell of the deadbolt. You've done all of that stuff. What you hold on to after the payment is received, the funds are gone, so to speak, are the records. And you're the steward, the custodian of it. That set of documents is how you'll monetize in the future. Your hard work gets easier and easier, in my opinion, as the life relationship with the particular client goes when it comes to locksmithing because of these records. So they must be up to date, accurate, clean, legible, stored securely. Only having the ability to look back at your records will you therefore have the ability to look forward to the future. Maintaining your client's work and expanding your client's work is how you invoice. If you do not have readily available, yet securely stored records, you will provide no value-added component to selling your client locks. Anyone can sell locks. Anyone can buy locks. But can just anyone bring them into the client system? Without the records, you won't be able to. A peripheral concept to record keeping is that your protocol of full and proper record keeping must be in effect at all times. This includes when there is a system not currently on record and the client comes to you to take over, correct, expand, or complete an existing system. The ALOA technical standards, created by people who are considered experts in the subject matter, state you must have a valid key bidding array and a list of the key biddings currently in use. So if you're going to take over a system, you have to have the key bidding array and you have to have a list of all the biddings that are deployed. If you don't have that stuff, there are possibly consequences. It is unlikely you will be asked to do this as you are a door frame and hardware distributor, but I have countless times, in fact. Your first and foremost responsibility is to obtain these documents. Knowing the KBA allows you to understand how biddings are derived. Our chapter on methods of progression allows you some of the skill to be able to look at the KBA and the biddings that are in use and figure out, well, what did they do? What are the patterns? And then from there you can make an educated guess as to what progression was used and then how to develop it moving forward. Knowing all key biddings currently in use allows you to remove those from the SPF, standard progression format, and not reuse them when expansion is requested. To proceed without this information guarantees you will corrupt the integrity of the existing system. Introduce new keys that may work existing cylinders and new cylinders that may work from existing keys. Do not proceed with the new work in expanding the existing system without this data under any circumstances. That is what the industry standards mandate. The reasons may seem fantastic, but they happen all the time. Keys used in industrial processes that govern machinery where high voltage current exists must be pinned so that absolutely no possible chance, even as remote as it may seem, one key will work an unintended cylinder. Your options in this case are to refer the client back to the original locksmith or distributor, the manufacturer of the locks, or establish a new system where all cylinders are repinned and all new keys are cut. So if you're going to take over a system, the industry-defined way is have the KBA and the biddings that are in use, or you simply start from scratch with these locks and say, I can't use any of the keys you have. I can cut all new keys that you will create the system. You'll reuse all their hardware. Most of the time, a client's going to say, thank you, but no. And that's because they have keys deployed, or they are really wanting to do something that perhaps they ought not to be doing in the first place about expanding a system. The next chapter is interchangeable core, both small and large format, so let's dive into that right now.